So another thing I wanted to talk about would be control. So what is the hardest group of people to control? It would have to be intelligent individuals who are leaders and show leadership qualities. So basically, it'd be easier to control sheep than lions, right? It's easier to tame, it's easier to control sheep because they have a herd mentality. They usually follow what the other person's doing. They don't try to set their own standards or go about their own things on their own solo mission. They don't do that. They follow the herd. They do what they're told. Keep their nose in the ground. They don't question reality. They take the blue pill, right? They don't take the red pill like Matrix. But so that's the easiest people to control, right? Would be sheep, followers, people that constantly do what they're told and never question reality. You're told, hey, this is this book right here. Everything in this book, this history book, whatever book, like a public school system, this is 100% reality. You need to make this, convey this as your message. Don't question it. Don't question any form of it. And that is like your target audience, right? Obviously, I consider myself to be a leader, a lion, someone who does not go with the herd mentality, someone who would try to influence others to be leaders so that they are not controlled, so that they get to be their own leader who starts their own trends. That would be my sole mission in life. And if I took my last breath, being someone who tried to influence others to be leaders, I think that would be my mission in life. And I'd be totally cool with that. Absolutely. Because that's what I want to do. Is I want to be someone who influences others to lead, to think for themselves, to be self-sufficient and not rely on feed me this, brainwash me here, all the no, I that's not my narrative, right? That's not, and I think my friends, my social circle is really small. I don't usually, I have like less than 500 friends just on Facebook, and I've been on Facebook since like 2010. There's people with thousands. I have a very small group of friends, and I don't seek large groups of people to praise me and give me unconstituted gratification because that's not my agenda. That's not my goal, right? So I know I'm kind of getting off topic, but the reason why I talk about control, right, is because it's kind of funny, right? Because COVID-19, it's a virus that obviously there's debates about, right? Did it occur in nature? Was it lab made? There's of course the narrative at the beginning was, oh, it occurred in nature, or and then of course later on, oh, it was actually developed to be a stronger respiratory virus, and this, all these aspects, right? But I'm not really trying to even talk about COVID stuff. I'm really trying to get away from it. But one of the things that actually happened was there was this narrative, right? Back in 1940s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, early 90s, 2000s, early 2000s. And then whoa, people were like, "Hey, you're paying me the same amount that my parents were paid, but inflation has increased to where that is like worth half now. Wow. How come, in the 80s, people were able to buy houses, they were early 20s, and now all of a sudden they can't? What's going on? Whoa." So, what did COVID do, right? You're not allowed to work. Um, you have to get unemployment. So, what happens is you start to realize that, let's say you worked at a minimum wage job and you worked 40 hours a week, you're full time, right? You had small health benefits, not much. And basically, what happened is you realized, whoa, so you're telling me that I would make more not working for your company than working for your company. Why would I want to work for your company? That's crazy. Now, here's another perspective, right? Let's say that you're an essential service personnel, like you deliver goods to grocery store chains, or you arrive on scene as an EMT and to save people's lives from death, and you're getting paid the exact same amount as someone who is considered to be minimum skill set. However, you have an essential skill set to actually save people's lives. So why is that important, right? Because here's the whole concept. If you're a company and you make trillions of dollars as a CEO or as owner, co-owner, whatever parent company, organization, however you have it structured, if you constantly make a ridiculous amount of money that you could never spend in one lifetime, and you have your personnel who make maybe a dollar or two more than minimum skill set is what we consider to be a minimum skill set. How come they're not compensated equally? Why would they want to stay for your company, right? Why would they want to stay working for your company? Why wouldn't they want to go to Joe's ambulance and EMT services instead of Rick's service? Joe's actually pays his employees $5 more per hour because Joe realizes that if he or she or whoever compensates their employees correctly, they'll want to work harder. They'll want to actually be there, and also they'll be able to actually support their family, buy a house, and live a good life. And they'll actually want to stay working, and they'll actually want to. You'll actually make more money in the long run. The whole concept is, if I'm a business owner, right, and I actually own a business, that's what I would do. I wish I could, because I would actually give my employees a percentage of what I make. That's what I would do, absolutely. Because the thing is what makes me worth so much to where I believe, I gotta have to have ridiculous trillions of dollars. I need all this that I can't even spend. I would rather just compensate my employees correctly, because I'd want them to want to stay and want to work for me and want to support, my visions. That's what I'd want, absolutely. Because that's how it should be, and it's not, and it's very unfortunate, because that's how you control, right? And that's the whole, I know I get off topic, but I do get back on topic. Control. If I can control you to where you barely make enough money to support yourself, then you can go nowhere else. I got you. Hook, line, and sinker. That is a horrible concept. Is that being done? Heck yeah, it's being done. Absolutely. 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 And it's being done tenfold. And it's called opening the eye, taking that red pill, not that blue pill, because the blue pill will keep you, as part of the endless cycle. Take the red pill and realizing, whoa, I don't want to be harvested. I don't want to be animal farmed. I don't want to be a statistic of situational design. I don't want to be part of being harvested, and that's literally what it is. It's Animal Farm, the movie or the book that we're taught, like little kids in elementary school, right, or grade school, is hey, if you work hard enough, you can be successful, which is true. But if you work hard enough for you, not for somebody else, then you can be successful. That's the truth, and that's the reality. The truth and the lies, that's literally what it is. So if you work for you, pay yourself before you pay somebody else, right? That's literally how it should be. The CEO of Nabisco making trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars off of the workers. Briscoe, or I'm sorry, Philip Morris would be the co-owner of Nabisco. It's like basically any kind of like factory that's packaging foods or cigarettes or whatever products. They're getting paid what, maybe 10 to 12, less than $15 an hour. Minimum wage in Florida in the next 3 or 4 years is going to be $15 an hour anyways. So now they're going to make as much as, someone who's considered to have minimum skill set, even though they've invested with the company for, I don't know, 10, 20 years, and now they're making the same amount. And I think that they should be compensated, of course, for their time and their efforts, because why would they want to stay with that company if they're making the same amount as somebody who's entry level? I mean, what's the purpose, right? What's the actual reason? What's the motivation to actually stay working for that company? There shouldn't be, right? But if you remember what I said earlier, if you can make it to where somebody has just enough money that they're scraping by and they have nowhere else to go because, if they leave your job, then they might, right? So you have control. That's literally how it's done. And of course, we're not really taught this for obvious reasons. But when you do your own research and you go down that rabbit hole and you start to realize reality, you start to see, whoa, huh, maybe I should pay myself before I pay him, her, they, this company, whatever. Yeah, absolutely. And how do you do that, right? Start your own organization. Do your own core principles. Do your own research and just, well, I mean, try to be your own individual before you allow yourself to be a sheep. And that's definitely the product of how do you get rid of control, right? And there's a lot more examples of that. It's not just from a occupational standpoint. It's also from a if I can tell, if you say anything that's controversial, if you have a different opinion from anybody else, then I can try to shut you down, right? Ooh, I can control your voice now, and I control your money. So it's not just from a financial gain; it's from a vocal aspect as well, which is wrong. And unfortunately, 2040, it's probably the future. It's probably the way we're going, and I hope it doesn't end up that way, because I really want us to actually, as a group of individuals and people that are like-minded with an intelligent perspective on life, I would like to see everybody, be very successful and not be reliant on a tyrant CEO of a company. I'd like to see people compensated for what they're worth. What they should actually get paid for their skills, and there's a lot of trade jobs that are skill set based. And I believe that if minimum wage increases, that their occupation should increase as well. However, I really doubt that that's going to happen, and I hope it does. But if history does repeat itself, I really think that it's just going to be an endless cycle where people are not compensated correctly. And I definitely don't want to be a victim of that. I wish there was a way to, sometimes taking the blue pill is a lot easier than taking the red pill, because when you start to understand reality and social systems and how, I guess, how control is actually persuade in different aspects and occupations, you start to realize that you're kind of in this cognate circle of repeating and repeating and repeating. I guess the way is to be self-aware and to try to leave that cycle, maybe start your own cycle. But how do you do that when there's millions of people that have already tried to prevent this in many other ways? I guess you have to start a movement or your own organization to truly accomplish that. And if I definitely had the means, I mean, that would be great, because it would be all for the right reasons. It'd be for justice, for moral and economical independence. It would definitely be in that perspective. I'd want to see everybody be able to achieve the highest amount of growth possible. Like a community that come together and support one another. That would be really cool. But yeah, hopefully one day in my lifetime, I will see that. And that would be really cool. That would definitely inspire me to do whatever I can to be the best leader I could be.